I welcome you all to my channel. In this video class, we see about how scaling is used in engineering drawings. Here, first referring to the scales, as shown, it is used for measurement purpose of the objects. That is, the need is to draw the actual size of the object in the drawing sheet. But it is not possible in many practical cases. There may be very large and two smaller objects available in practical, but it should be shown in drawing. That is the reason why ratio based sizes are used in drawing without disturbing the shape. Here, when large size objects are considered, they should be reduced in scale, which is called as reduction scale. That is, when larger size objects are considered, they should be reduced in scale, is called as reduction scale. When smaller size objects are considered, in this case, they should be enlarged in the scale, which is called enlargement scale, as shown. When smaller size objects are considered, we have to use enlargement scale. Now we see what is meant by normal scale. Normally, when the actual size of the object is drawn as it is, then the scale is 1:1, as shown here, without reduction or enlargement. When actual size not possible to draw, to decide about the scaling, you have to use representative fraction, that is RF in brief words. Usually RF is the ratio between the drawing size and the actual size, as shown. Now let us see this with some examples for clear understanding. First we see about reduction scale. Example, actual size is 50 meters, as shown. Since this is the larger in size, we have to go for the reduction scale as discussed earlier. Now, taking the drawing size to our convenient, taking as 100 millimeters, then the representative factor equal to drawing size divided by actual size, that is equal to drawing size we have taken 100 millimeter, actual size is 50 meters. This is to be converted in terms of millimeters, so into 1000. So that will give 50 into 1000 millimeter in the denominator. So totally 1 by 500 will be the value for the RF. Therefore, this ratio is taken as scale is equal to 1:500. That is 1:500 is the final scale. So this scale we have used it as a reduction scale. But if before that another step is there, this ratio should be compared with the recommended BAS scale values, and then only we have to decide. Here you see the reduction scale, that is referring to the table 1:500 is there. So here reduction scale 1:500 is one of the BAS recommended scale size available. So this ratio is available. So no change is required in the drawing size. Suppose in the case of RF value is not in the recommended scale list, then we have to change the drawing size. This drawing size according to our convenience, since the actual size of the object cannot be changed to get the RF ratio. Next, in the case of the enlargement scale, similarly not taking the actual size, Instead of 50 meters, we consider it as 20 millimeter. In that case, it is smaller in size. So we have to go for the option of the enlargement scale. Here taking the drawing size as 10 centimeter to our convenient, then the RF value equal to drawing size divided by actual size, that is 10 centimeter divided by 20 millimeter. This 10 centimeter converted into millimeter will give 10 into 10. So 100 by 20, that will be 5 by 1. Here the ratio of the scale will be 5:1. So in this case also, this should be compared with the recommended BIS scale values from the table given below. So here 5:1, 5:1. Here it is in the enlargement scale, it is 5:1. This is also within the recommended size, recommended standard value. Here also, if it is not within the standard value list, then we have to change the drawing size. To suit this one, we have to change the drawing size, because object size, that is the actual size, cannot be changed. Avoid the confusion between this reduction scale and the enlargement scale. Remember always, right hand side value, that is this 500, or it may be a 1. The right hand side value of is the actual size in both the cases. Also remember, in the drawing sheet, scale should be mentioned below in each drawing whenever reduction or enlargement scale is used. If the ratio is 1:1, then it does not need to be mentioned as scale. This video class is stopped here, and further we see in the next video class. Thank you all.